What's up, world? Have you ever bought a fragrance just solely, purely based on the hype it received? And the first time you got it, you rip it out the box, in pure jubilation. You spray it and was just completely underwhelmed. That happened to me back in October during my small haul video. Fast forward through November, December, now January. I wanted to give it its true, real, or, true first impression. So we're going to do that on this video. Intro. Welcome back. I'm your man, Paige, and thank you for watching Paige of Stylez. So as I alluded to earlier, I had bought a fragrance back in October that I totally didn't like. And since I bought it and spent, quite a bit of chips on it, I wanted to give it a chance. I haven't worn it since. I've never worn it really fully. I just sprayed it, that day and maybe another day, but I wanted to. It's a new year, wanted to give it a chance. And that fragrance is from the house of Tom Ford, and that is Noir de Noir. As I stated, when I first got this fragrance, I did not like it. I was just totally underwhelmed. I'm like, I don't know what the hype is about. What is everybody hyping this for? But since it's a new year, I wanted to go back to it for the fact since then I've gotten, a few other patchouli dominant fragrances that I really have enjoyed, such as Gallagher fragrances, Beyond Patchouli, and I think it's Psychedelic from Javoy, a few different samples. So I wanted to go back and, try this out, make sure, see if I can just salvage something from the money I spent on this. Because as y'all know, no Tom Ford private blend is cheap. So let's get to it. Atomizer is okay. Definitely got a lot of atomizers that's a lot better, but see, on paper, now that my nose has even developed more for patchouli, this doesn't smell bad at all. This is definitely earthy. I get like a little floral, maybe rose, or it's pretty much rose. It's like a dry, it's not too jammy, but it's definitely rose. So rose and patchouli, and there's like this airy saffron in here that's kind of reminding me of the L'Artisan Parfumeur Saffron True Blanc. So what I get basically off the first spray, initial spray, rose, patchouli, and a saffron kind of like in the background. But we all know paper does not do it, so we're going to sit this down and I'll come back to it. I want to spray it on skin. So I say atomizer is not bad. It's just weak to be a fragrance that's over $150. Now, see, on skin, it tastes, it smells a lot better. Now, here I really do get more of a very earthy patchouli. It's not soil-like, but it's definitely earthy. Okay, I do get a little soil. You get the saffron, and I get rose. So while I'm not totally underwhelmed and disappointed as I was when I first got it back in October, I don't see what the overwhelming hype was about. I mean, it's not a bad fragrance at all, but it's not something that just blows my wig back and just makes me like, oh, this is the best Tom Ford ever. Because to me, it's not. That still will go to Beau de Jour and Costa Azura. But on skin, it's not bad. Okay, so now I guess the opening patchouli, that earthy patchouli, doesn't last long at all on skin. Because now it's like, it's transforming, I should say, or evolving from being ultra earthy to is giving me a slight chocolatey vibe, which patchouli will do, especially in Gallagher fragrances. Patchouli on Beyond Patchouli. That one is just like an orange Easter, orange chocolate for Easter with a soily vibe. Right here, you get an earthy vibe. It's not too wet soil-like. It's definitely earthy. But there's like this chocolate nuance that's like sweetening it up. The rose is there, is prevalent, but it's not like overshadowing everything, such as like the rose in Declaration d'un Soir or even Old Team. Saffron is very, very light and airy, as I stated, just like if you ever experienced Saffron True Blanc, where it's there, but it's not like taking over. It's not heavy. It's like this airy nuance that's like veiling everything else. Okay, and this is now my skin is doing what it generally does to a lot of fragrances, and that's make it very, or sweeten it up. Because now it's like it's kind of chocolatey. I guess some sweetness is coming from vanilla or tonka bean in this. And I still get the saffron and the rose. So overall, for this first impression, a real first impression, other than just one spray and just being underwhelmed, I would have to say that this Tom Ford right here, Noir de Noir, is not as bad as I initially thought. I'm definitely glad I did buy it. This will be something different, because this does definitely, as Noir de Noir, I mean, I know noir means black, but also you can interpret that as night too, as a nighttime wear, which I do believe this is kind of be earthy and mysterious for nighttime use. So I'm going to, keep doing it. I will, wear this, actually now give it a few full wearings, come back for a real review to let you know my true thoughts on this. But for a true first impression, just off first impression, I would give this like a 6.5, maybe 7, depending on how the dry down is, which I won't be filming this long to get to the dry down. But main question to me is this worth it? And am I going to save somebody money from going off the hype as I did? You would have to sample this yourself. I would say this is definitely not a blind buy fragrance. Is definitely, I wouldn't recommend blind buying this at all. For the fact, as I stated, I was totally underwhelmed. But now this is something that I believe that I can get jiggy with. And that's because my newfound love for patchouli. I've always liked chocolate. I didn't smell no chocolate the first time, but I am getting like this chocolate sweet type of vibe to go with this earthiness. The rose, the saffron, and the beginning stages of this patchouli does make it extremely earthy at first, but it does lighten up and it does evolve. This is, to me, as of right now, I can't say this is linear at all. And it's actually, jumping off the skin quite a bit right now. So there we have it. Noir de Noir, is it worthy in 2020? I believe so. Once again, I want to do at least 3 to 4 full wearings to see, how the longevity is, projection. How does other people think about it? Which I really don't care about, because I don't wear most of my fragrances looking for compliments. But if I get them, that's always, the cherry on top of the pie. Until next time, let's grow and evolve together. In this book of life, turn to the Paige of Stylez. Y'all be blessed and walk in peace.